Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be explaining how to do Continental Purl knitting today. We're only doing the Continental Purl knit. We're not going to be doing any other, stitch. No knit stitches whatsoever. I will be doing another video soon about how to do the knit stitches. But for right now, I know a lot of people are having issues with the purl stitch. Therefore, I am going to elaborate on how to do it, what ways you can do it, and do it easier, as well as give you an alternative way of doing it. Now, please like and subscribe and share my videos. Thank you. Now, as far as this here is something that I made for the person in question that was having a lot of issues with doing my purl. This was to help show them how to do both the knit stitch and the purl stitch, and it came out seamlessly, which is nice. But it's basically just a drying towel with a button built in, and yes, it has a buttonhole, which I will explain how to do a buttonhole in the future, but it won't be in this video. Okay, so the formalities out of the way. This watch is garter stitch. Yes, it's not exactly uniform all the way across, but it's because this here thread is actually meant for 7 to 9, US 7 to US 9 inch, knit needles. This here is a Chiagu US 10 6.0 millimeter, so it's a little too big for this worsted weight yarn, but it is big enough to show you how to do the stitch. Okay, so I'm going to do my edge stitch like usual. I prefer my edge having that braided look. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my yarn to the front. Okay, so I brought my yarn to the front. Now, let me do the first stitch so that way that edge stitch can get out of the way, because the edge stitch is going to get in the way if I don't. Okay, so I brought my yarn to the front. I'll zoom in as well. Okay, so whenever you go in to the stitch, you want to go in splitting the stitch so that it will have the stitch and the yarn separate like this. Remember this space over here, as it is a big area of metal, and you basically want the needle to pass over this and then slide down and off. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go into the stitch, wrap around, slide over to the metal portion and slide off. Now, my right needle is not moving whatsoever to do this here motion. The only thing that is moving is my left needle and my fingers. And just FYI, you may not be able to use your fingers to do the motion like I can. I type for a living. I'm a software developer as well as a graduate school student. So, yeah, I have to type up a lot of things. But this here motion is really all you have to do it. And just pulled it through there. Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you come in and you do this motion, but for some reason you come down and it flicks off like this as you're coming down, that's because you're trying to come down vertically right over the other needle and it's just sliding it off. Or you're coming in, you're wrapping around, trying to come over this here stitch that you're supposed to be working, and it's sliding it right off. So what you want to do is angle it over a little, and in order to angle it, I usually prefer moving my left needle so that it allows me to ride on the metal portion of the needle in order to slide off. Okay, now one other method of doing purls is, and let me take my tension back up. One way of doing purls is to just take and go in. When you lap around, you just let it ride, but don't pop off. You basically ride it down, stick it back through, and slide it off. So again, you wrap around, you avoid touching the top of the needle. You let it touch the side of the needle and push back through underneath the left needle and then slide it off. Okay, I'll do it a few more times. Come in, take and lift the yarn up a little so that it passes over the other needle, over your left needle, and then slide it off. Now, you can use the tension force of your hand to basically do this motion, and it will slide it off. Okay? It's fast, but it's not necessarily all that easy to do it compared to the other method when I just split the yarn. Whenever you get your purls and your knit stitches in lever knitting, my Continental Lever Knitting proper, you'll find that it's always smooth and easy flowing. It will never feel like it is jumbled. It'll always flow easy on and easy off. Okay? Alright, so now that we're to the end, I'm going to do my edge like I normally do. That is all I really wanted to explain about this method. Now, no, the person in question had some issues with the method, and they found that in order to do a purl, I'll do a few more on this side. They found that in order to do a purl, they had to, in order to do a purl, they had to basically have the yarn over here. When they came into the stitch, they looped around. They found they had to take their thumb and use it to help push the yarn down and then ride it off. So you may have to do that. If you can't do this here rocking motion with your left hand or with the needle in your left hand, then you'll have to actually do, where you grab and use your thumb to help push it down and then slide it off, okay? But other than that, there's all this here video was going to mention. Now, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos of mine, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.